How's it going, guys? Bringer Platoon here, and welcome back to a great game in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. And you know what? I'm going to take that last sentence back. It's not a great game, it's just an okay game. Why? Because I just get a decent score in the new Bone Shaker TS-5 that Wargaming released for the new Hot Wheels season. Because fucking why not? It looks cool as shit, I will give them that. But it's basically just a glorified TS-5, or T28, I mean, because it has less accuracy than the T28. I'm just going to go down the gun statistics. It does have a tier 10 gun, though, so that's pretty cool. Okay, 248 pen for the standard AP rounds. It gets 300 millimeters of pen for the premium heat rounds, which is kind of weird instead of APCR, like the T28 does. And then you get the 60 millimeters of pen for the HE shell that it gets, dealing 515 on average per penetration instead of the same old 400 damage for the AP and heat premium ammunition. So, yeah, that's a thing. On tanks.gg, it shows to have 2900 base DPM, 2950 if you're rounding. But the dispersion values for this thing are absolutely horrendous. 0.44 dispersion at 100 meters. Aim time is phenomenal at 1.8. I don't know how the console stats differ, so apologies. 26 kilometers an hour top speed, 12 kilometers an hour reverse speed, 1500 health. Okay, I'm glad they didn't fucking change that on console. View range is 370, kind of not great. 20% fire chance because it's an American tank. Gun elevation is 20 degrees, and here's the kicker: the gun depression is only 5 degrees. So, yeah. Its traverse is also very ass as well. You'll see it in the gameplay. I don't really feel the need to say those stats, so I will not. However, the armor on this thing is impeccable. If you angle it slightly downward, you don't give away a lot of chances for the enemy to shoot you. And also, if you angle it around a corner ever so slightly, your lower plate is effectively 280 to 260 millimeters thick. So that's cool. It also has auto ricochet spots in the lower plate, if that makes sense. The mantlet's good. The front of the tank is good. I guess they can premium through the middle of your mantlet or in very, very specific spots, but other than that, you're good. If they shoot for the hatch, they only need about 200 millimeters of pen to go through you reliably, but this thing makes money like no tomorrow, so definitely don't be afraid to dip into those premium rounds. You do fire like every 8 seconds, so it's not terrible at all. It's definitely not. But it's slow as shit. It's got the same, overall feel like the T28. It just doesn't have the accuracy, which really sucks ass. But it's a premium tank. You don't have to have this tank. It does earn a lot of silver, and you'll see how many fucking heat rounds I put into people in this game, and I still make 100,000 credits, or silver, whatever you want to call it, by the end. So that's pretty funny. But you have to rush to get damage. You can brawl with this thing, as long as they don't get to your side or your ass end, you're good. But again, 400 alpha every 8 seconds isn't gonna do. It will do damage. It just, if they shoot premium into your lower plate, there's not a lot you can do about it when you're trying to effectively face it. Like, he can't really do anything to me right now because he can't aim down low enough to hit my lower plate. English is hard for me right now. I'm really sorry. But I know I need heat to go through his upper plate reliably because at a very crazy angle, so I loaded the heat to go through him there, and instead of shooting the viewport for a critical hit shot for no damage, I aimed at his upper plate and it penned him. Because it's going to, no matter what he does. But yeah, besides the slow speed and the terrible accuracy of this thing, it is enjoyable, I must say. I like that I don't have 2 hatches to be shot at like the T28 does. I like that it gets a little bit of side armor on the for the model. I don't know what that shit's about. How much is it even? Oh, it's like, okay, 100 millimeters behind the tracks, and then the spaced armor is like 25 combined. So that's really good, actually. Very good indeed. But yeah, all you gotta do is slightly angle to the left or the right, and the lower plate is very well hidden and armored. I like that a lot. It's like a baby T95, essentially. Without, you know, terrible dispersion values. Or with terrible dispersion values, I should say. But the accuracy, again, watch what happens here. Put a free shot into him. Yeah, that shit'll work when people are close to you. But, like, I aim here, and this is possibly my fault. I'm not, you know, denying it. But I was aiming at his hull, and it shot his tracks. It's fine. I wasn't aiming in all the way. I should have been aiming in the middle. I wasn't. That very easily could have been user error. And it probably was. I'm willing to admit that. But M103, he's going to shoot me every, 9 seconds? And he's going to track me. Granted, people aren't really the smartest when they're playing this game. But, yeah, down goes the M103. It just... It feels right when you get to engage people, but if you're not angling at all, they can very easily pen your lower plate with... Let's see. No angle at all. 235 millimeters of effective armor right in the middle of the lower plate. But if they shoot too low, then they're going to auto-ricochet because it's at an angle greater than 70 degrees. So that's pretty cool. But if you angle it slightly, again, downwards, the tank itself, you expose kind of a weak spot right above your mantlet, but it's very, very slim. And they probably won't pen you in there on purpose if they do. But, yeah, your lower plate goes from 235 to, like, 280 and 270 millimeters of effective armor. So that's hilarious. But, again, you're very slow. You're a support tank. You're definitely not a brawler. If you can get completely hull down, then by all means, give it a shot. But be aware that you have a hatch that can be penned, and it's not very well armored at all. Just throwing it out there. And your traverse speed sucks. You saw me going around to try and deal with that sharpshooter near the middle of the game, and you saw how slow the tank turned, as well as how quick it turned when I finished off the STI, or the ST1, sorry, or somebody else finished him off, and then I turned around to engage the M103. It was very slow. It could probably be sped up a little bit with Cola, the premium consumable for the American line, but I wouldn't recommend using it because 20% chance to be set on fire does not really sit well with me, and I don't feel safe using Cola instead of the extinguishers. So, yeah, wouldn't recommend it. I got a 5,300 damage combined game with this tank. It's very good, and this is just my friend showing me that nobody, even Amazon in his state of Washington, has the fucking Xbox controllers because his took a shit. And it's amazing. He went to like 3 different stores, and they were all out of stock of Xbox One controllers. Just mind-boggling stuff. But yay COVID. That's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.